Right, meh, you know what? We'll just we'll just get the show on the road, and just try and get the VOD started as quickly as possible because I don't know how long they are. So this could this could backfire massively, or this could be like ingenious thinking. But hello everyone, welcome. I'm not sure if people have flooded in left, right, and centre or not. I have only been live for a couple minutes, and basically the reason why I am starting as well, I couldn't figure out how to get the playlist working. So the music just kind of stopped, and then it was kind of like an awkward silence. So I was like, probably should start speaking. But hello everyone, welcome to the CoraL League week 2, I believe. It is the start of week 2. We are going to get it underway with a VOD, and then we move on to Arc Battle Queens versus Team Cataclysm, and then Coordination Inferno versus Crescent Solari. Not really seen much personally, because I have been very busy. But so it's going to be a cracker of an evening for me. Going to learn quite a bit about all the different teams. I do know that there has been quite a lot of role swaps, quite a lot of roster swaps going on. So, you know, it could be a bit of a case of we're just witnessing teams settle in with each other now, especially as the new players are going to find their feet in the league. But the first game, obviously, the Shuriman University of Crabs and Fuji Assassins. Fuji Assassins new to the league, so we are going to get a bit of a surprise from them maybe. Not particularly sure what they are going to bring to the table, but Shuriman University of Crabs, I believe, from Season 1. I joined during Season 2, but Season 1, veterans that didn't re-enter and are back now because everyone on their team has time, so they've entered. And yeah, it's going to be a bit of a fun one. You never entered? I thought you were a Season 1 veteran. Never mind. First season for them. It's the case of, and I'm a bit too loud. I have just recognised that. We ran it, Laval. But anyway, we're gonna get the show on the road because it's now 5:30. Don't really care about the view count, whatever. People will flood in left, right, and centre anyway. So we're gonna transition, and I know you did leave the draft. You did screenshot them. Well, you can run the league and the casting. It's yeah, you know, it was the first season. Everyone was wondering what was happening, but we can see now if I turn up the desktop audio so you can actually hear the game. Hopefully, it's not too loud compared to the microphone. Maybe I'll turn up a little bit more. But yeah, so we have on the blue corner, or in the blue corner, shall we say, we have the Shuriman University of Crabs, who have drafted Ornn, Trundle, Ari, Ash, and Lux. So a very sort of standard top side for a team fight with one assassin. You know, the Ari trying to get in on the backline, trying to assassinate someone like the Xayah, like the Rise, on the enemy team, you know. And then you got the Ash just to be that enabler for the team. You've got the ultimate, and also to try and help set up the Lux with some stuns. So the final Spark and Enchanted Crystal Arrow combo can be very lethal, dependent on how the lane goes. If they are behind, it won't be as potent, but if they do get ahead, that can be quite a scary thing for the Xayah Rakan to deal with. However, in the red corner, we do have Fuji Assassins running Set, Zac, Rise, Xayah, and Rakan. So Xayah and Rakan both running Hail of Blades, interestingly enough. I'm not particularly sure what to comment on that one, because that looks a little bit iffy, but we will see if it works or not. Rakan, obviously well known to go for something a bit more shield dependent, like a Guardian, a Summon Airy, just to try and empower those shields a little bit more and provide a little bit more pseudo-tankiness, I will like to call it. It may not be the correct word, but I'm just a dumb shoutcaster. But, you know, giving those extra shields, allowing that extra little bit of survivability for their team. The Rise just a very good split pusher, very potent, and in the late game can absolutely shred through tanks as if they were squishies. It's a very good late game insurance policy. Zac, very good engage alongside the Rakan. Zac flings himself in. Rakan can either flash E, Grand Entrance himself. He can flash, dash, and then use the ultimate, which I've forgotten the name of, the quickness, there you go. I knew it was something a bit weird. And then the set in the top lane, just to kind of neutralise this Ornn, and also, in a sense, to neutralise this Trundle, because Trundle becomes a little bit more tanky, and then can get set ulted, and it deals a little bit more damage. But Anyway, those are the teams. That's everything. Unfortunately, I couldn't do the timers either. I would prefer the timers to be in the top left and the top right, but nevertheless, can't get everything that you want. So we're gonna play. We're gonna get started underway. No countdown or anything, because I am alone for this one, and the champions haven't loaded in. So we skip backwards. Are they gonna load in now? They've loaded in. Perfect. You have got to love the Riot Spectator bug. Now let's assess what people have bought first items. Nothing too particularly out of the ordinary. Maybe the Ornn with the... I forgot to turn off chat. Give me a sec. There you go. Ornn with the cloth armor and rejuvenation bead. I've not seen that start in a while. I have seen that weird new Ornn start where you just go refillable potions and then you like take the first wave and you back off a little bit and you build yourself a Doran shield or whatever you need. Maybe cloth armor and rejuvenation beads, whatever. It's just so you have those refillable potions and the value of them right off the bat. But yeah, cloth armor rejuvenation beads very good against Set. Set does want to like poke you out a little bit and then go for the all-in. Doesn't really want to like straight up 100 to 0 you. Can only really do that when he has that grit.
Atomika, turn the game sounds down.
Oh, thank you. Wait, is it that loud? Thank you, Gablet. I'll turn it down a little bit more. There you go. Wait, did I turn it up all the way? -9. There you go. Oh, for God's sake. Anyway, I'm going to carry on with what I was saying before. So now it's a little bit quieter. Hopefully. Well, there was one thing that I had to scuff up, but at least it wasn't with the OBS, it was with the game client. Anyway, the Ornn start I thought was a little bit peculiar. Cloth armor and rejuvenation beads. Compared to maybe something like the refillable potions and then back off and get the Doran shield. I do know that that is a start for Ornn. Xayah Rakan looking for a bit of a cheese, but they won't find it. The bot lane was actually playing very safe. The Facebreaker will connect, a little bit of damage going down onto the Ornn. Junglers opposite sides as Gablet does get caught out there a little bit by the Grand Entrance, and that is a lot of damage from the double Hail of Blades, which does burn the flash of Xayah, who thought he could go for the kill and the ignite, but Gablet now very low, literally almost running it down there, getting caught out by that Grand Entrance though. The level 2 now is on the side of Xayah Rakan. However, now that the Rakan does not have access to more of those resolve trees, he's a little bit more squishy than what he should be, but Gablet forced to flash away now. Only level 1. Did not manage to pick... I don't think managed to pick up 1 or 2 of the first melee minions. That's a bit unfortunate. As the Facebreaker does connect, Pranali is going to take the trade as he was not in the middle there, but still got hit with the true damage. Going to have to contact Riot HQ on that one about those hitboxes. But still, nonetheless, this Xayah getting poked out quite a lot. As Rakan now going to use that shield and looks with the E. I don't know what the ability is called. I don't play the champ, nor do I see it more than enough. As Amelia does miss the charm, but still managed to get a decent chunk of damage down onto the Ryze, which is traded out effectively. Ryze starting with the Corrupting Potions, looking to mana sustain in the lane. So rather than taking biscuits on his secondary tree, he has looked towards more of the Corrupting Potion start. As Pranali now going to take a small trade with Sunday. And it's going to win out. It does get a grass proc, but does not have... Well, both sides don't have pots. And what's really good for this Ornn is that he has the rejuvenation beads, whereas this set, well, A, doesn't, but also B has gone for the Doran's blade, so is looking to be a bit more aggressive. As Zac now looking to gank this Ahri, and the root does come down from the Ryze, but the Ryze forcing away the flash. That's a very good pillar from Trundle, but Trundle is focusing down the Zac with the revive, as now Gablet has been caught out. There is the exhaust, the shield coming down. Ash dealing so much damage onto Kizza. Kizza turning around, not sure why, but that is a flash for first blood. Fantastic play from Karasho, good positioning there. Maybe potentially a little bit of miscommunication there from the Xayah and Rakan, as they were a little bit hesitant despite the fact Rakan did commit. Very well played though from Gablet with that exhaust, denying quite a bit of damage from the Xayah, and Karasho with the flash forward, managing to pick up that kill there. As the Facebreaker does miss from Sunday, that's a little bit unfortunate, but he is just stacking up that grit against the wave, and I believe that may have been a little bit of a mispositioning of the W there, just to try and clear the wave. No, he's actually trying to hold the wave for this Zac. Ornn forced to step up to try and clear the wave, obviously, as he wants that CS. He does want to be able to buy some items. As he now engages, there's the Unstoppable, there's the Airborne. I don't believe there's a W. There is the W coming in from the set, but the Elastic Slingshot from Dandy does miss. Sundy did very well there to set up that gank. It was just unfortunate that the Elastic Slingshot did miss, as that could have definitely converted to a kill. But Sundy now very low. Is going to be forced to back off, show a little bit of respect to the fact that this Ornn can actually kill. Especially if he gets 6. I don't think he gets it off that wave, but he definitely can kill as the base and TP comes in from the top side. Narbage Day is going to look towards this Drake, and the bot lane of Fuji Assassins know it, but the jungler is on the top side. Rakan coming in, the root does miss, or the binding does miss, as Narbage Day is actually taken down by the Rakan with Hail of Blades. There is the exhaust from the Xayah onto Amelia, and Amelia is going to be next to fall despite the shields. And we do see a little attack in the top lane. The hook shot from Ashe coming in, and there's the Zac coming in. The Grand Entrance is going to connect onto both. Gablet is very low, and Arctic Chaos is going to take that kill with an auto attack, and the Q from the Ashe is going to take the trade as Fuji Assassins pick up the kill. Kizza going to, however, trade out the Ikru's sacrifice, and now Fuji Assassins taking back a little bit of the tempo that they lost from that first blood, but very, very well played from them to kind of recognise what was going on, and the Rakan as well, just to come in and kill the Trundle. But yeah, Rakan is topside here now. He is looking for a play onto this Ornn. I don't believe he can do much. I mean, Ornn is very low on mana, so he can do quite a bit. Did I zoom out? I'm just going to zoom out a little bit more. There you go. As I say that, there is the ultimate coming in. The Grand Entrance is going to miss. Frenali using that charge away does manage to dodge the set W. The flash over the wall from Sundy with the Q. Is there a pillar from Narbage? No, Frenali is just going to flash over the wall. Maybe if he pillared, I believe the pillar may have been on cooldown, but yeah, if he would have pillared, I don't think the flash was necessary. However, better safe than sorry, as they do say. Narbage did good coverage for his top laner, and Amelia was also on the rotate, but that does give over lane control to Arctic Chaos, who uses that just to shove the wave and get a nice base to be able to use up his gold. Yeah, it's a bit of a hectic early game, as Gablet getting down a little bit more poke onto this Xayah, but this Xayah is now level 6. That Featherstorm available to use with the Blade Caller can be quite lethal. You can also deny that final spark and Enchanted Crystal Arrow combo. The Face Breaker does land onto Frenali, but Sundy getting down a lot of damage, dodging the true damage. There, the Ornn, but taking a heap of damage where the rejuvenation bead may not be enough to be able to heal it all back up straight away. Probably is going to have to take a bases. Dandy now on the map, you can see looking towards the Herald as Narbage Day. We are watching him farm. The game doesn't really know what to show us, but there you go. There is visual confirmation on stream that he is actually doing it, and I said on stream, not on screen. On screen, he's doing the Rift Herald. Rakan rotating up towards this top side as the binding does hit the Xayah through the minions, which is very well played. As there is the Elastic Slingshot, and Frenali, I don't think expected the Rakan to be there, as Dandy now using that bounce house and W to his advantage, getting the kill onto the Ornn, and very well played from Ikru to be up on this top side when the Herald is being completed. Level 6 now for the Rakan, as the binding does hit again, but Rise covering in case they do opt to dive. See now, Fuji Assassins pushing in this top lane, going to try and get some plates into their top side. Maybe not, maybe they are just going to... No, they're going to look to hammer it down a little bit, as Amelia doing a little bit of visual control. But yeah, you can definitely see that the plan of Fuji Assassins is to really try and get this top lane ahead. And the Ornn Horn is coming in, and he does manage to cancel the Elastic Slingshot. But I don't think it's enough, as there is a double airborne. the Barmy Cinder actually from Zack May getting killed. No, he actually managed to get out of tower range, and Finale is going to fall. It was a valiant attempt, as there is the flash forward. He actually flashed out of the EQ combo. Amelia dashes out of the EQ combo, I should say, but it was not enough. Arctic Chaos just casually walking out of tower range and finishing the job. Solo kill in the mid lane as Sayonara. There is the Featherstorm now used, as more plates fall into this Ash and Lux's pocket. Speaking of gold, there is a 2.7k gold lead to the Fuji Assassins. The final spark doesn't cancel the Zaya's recall again. Zaya low HP, low mana, and no Featherstorm. As there is the flash forward, there is no binding, and there is the exhaust. There's also a TP coming in from Arctic Chaos in the backline. Gablet is gonna fall. He does use the exhaust. Karasho will fall as well. A very good collapse from Fuji Assassins, as Karasho was the main target, but they managed to get both. A good exhaust as well from Kiza Froskin, or Froskene. I don't know how you say that name. I'm really sorry. I butchered it twice. And there is the charm from Amelia, but Amelia not recognising that the rest of the team is there, and Ari managed to slip away thanks to the dashes. And I believe that this second Drake will go over to Fuji Assassins unless Shuriman University of Crabs do opt to contest. Whether they do or not, or whether they manage to successfully. As there it is, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, Narvish they forced to flash over the wall to dodge the elastic slingshot of Zack. If anyone did notice, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow did manage to hit onto the Zaya, but they were in no way, shape or form ready to collapse on that. As the Gale Force is complete now for the Zaya, no Kraken Slayer. So that means that Lord Dominic's regard is going to become more critical than ever as the binding from Gablet does miss the roaming on this Lux. Finally, the first roam I think I've seen from Gablet, very lane focused support as we can see from the last 10 minutes. He's going to get spied out on a ward though. Has been placed. There is the emote to notify that he has been caught out. And Rakan is there now, ready, and that is the ultimate of Rise, but Rise has been charmed out of it. A fantastic charm there from Amelia, denying that realm warp. Elastic slingshot over the wall to come and help his team from Dandy. Good positioning, potentially when the elastic slingshot is off cooldown, as the charm does manage to land, but you can just see how much this Ari is lacking damage, even with through the true damage. That Frostfire Gauntlet just providing so much HP, and so, like, I mean, it's very little tanky stats. I think it's, is it 25 MR and armor? I don't know. I don't play tanks anymore, so I think it's 25 MR and armor. But even then, the Merc treads as well. Just even more magic resistors. The Everfrost is completed on the Rise. He just managed to get himself a Tear of the Goddess. I'm not sure when he got that, probably 192 mana spent ago. So Mythics being completed now for Fuji Assassins. Just further showing on the scoreboard that their gold lead is at 3k. 3.5k. And let's have a quick check up on where that gold lead mainly lies. So 1,000 of that is in the entire top side. I believe that came from the first turret gold as well as the shared turret platings. But you can just see overall on the board, got small to large gold leads everywhere for Fuji Assassins. As the Enchanted Crystal Arrow is coming in, fantastic dodge by Arctic Chaos. Oh, a bit of anti-synergy there from the side of Shuriman University of Crabs as the charm makes the Rise dodge the binding, but nonetheless, a good collapse from Shuriman University of Crabs. Well executed. They did manage to get the kill. However, unfortunately, it did go over to the Lux. Potentially not what you want to do as the Ari. Oh, that's fantastic dodging there from the Ari, but the charm coming in, Rakan manages to pick up the revenge kill as Lux again picks up the kill onto Zion. There's an exhaust onto the Rakan, and Trundle now just slapping his way through. There's the final spark, the elastic slingshot out from Dandy. He just munched him down, Narvish they did. The Q going the wrong way for the Zack, and that's a very good skirmish in the mid lane for Shuriman University of Crabs. They did get quite a lot out of it, but unfortunately before then, potentially you wanted the gold to go onto the Ari just so she could do something. However, going on to the Lux is not necessarily a bad idea. Lux, well versed in carrying games, you know, does go that Luden's Tempest at support anyway. So the more damage, the better. In the eyes of Shuriman University of Crabs, as the Lux managed to pick up 2 kills. There. So we do hit a little bit of a lull state in the game. No, the only objective up really is the second Herald. Both teams not really looking to prioritise the focus on it, just looking to farm up, grab themselves a little bit of gold here and there. And you can even see Set farming the Krugs as Finale. 125 farm. So despite being bullied, and despite being, well, they weren't even bullied really. Despite being in a lane where Set potentially can just, you know, punch his way through, Finale actually managing to come out a little bit on top into the farm as the Charm actually manages to hit, and you can see the Luden's Tempest now. The Everfrost actually, just the edge of it connecting, but Arctic Chaos opting not to go in on that Everfrost connect, just due to how low the damage was. With the Pengu Feather Knight being emoted there by Amelia, as the second Herald now is collected by Fuji Assassins. They've had very good vision control around these objectives. Their objective play, very, very good. The Realm Warp coming in, and oh no, they've been caught out on a ward. Arctic Chaos falls first. iCrew is second. The Ornhorn coming in only manages to land on the Set. The Set is going to use that true damage though. Gablet's going to fall. The flash forward from Sunday. He is going to suplex Finale to the backline. The flash forward from Dandy just to get on top of Amelia. He's going to find the kill as Sunday kills Finale, and Narbishte and Karasho left in a 2v3, but the extra damage gone. Oh lord, that is a lot of damage from that Xayah. The Blade Caller, I don't believe, is actually available. It's on cooldown. Press the attack. No, and it's going to happen, but no. The Nom from Trundle managing to pick up the kill. This Trundle with Divine Sunderer deals unexpected amounts of damage. Just slaughtered through that HP bar of Xayah. There's the volley connecting onto the Rakan. But very well played from Fuji Assassins to turn that one around. You really thought that, you know, that was an unfortunate Realm Warp onto the ward, but then managing to pick up, I believe it was 3 kills on the Ornn, the Lux, and the Ari. So, you know, almost very well turned around, but giving up 4 kills in the process. Xayah, Rise, Set, and Rakan. Yep. Gold lead, though, still in Fuji Assassin's favour. The third Drake, though, was collected by Shuriman University of Crabs. So that's their first Drake on the board. It is a Mountain Soul. Now, Mountain Soul is good for both teams. You know, Mountain Soul just provides a little bit of resistances to everyone, so your more squishy members are less likely to fall. They have a little bit extra time to get more damage out. Especially this Ashe with the Immortal Shield Bow. That's a very good final spark just to get rid of the wave. Good wave clear in there from Gablet. As the Charm actually coming in with the Pillar. I'm not sure if that was anti-synergy or just a badly placed Pillar to try and deny the get out of the Zac. It was the Zac that was charmed. I forgot then for a second who got charmed. Was it? It was someone that got charmed. Anyway. Oh, it's the first game and I'm already losing my mind. Luckily I have Hampy on with me later though, so that's a start. But yeah, pings are coming down now in the mid lane, but iCrew trying to play around the fact that, or trying to play through no vision, but very well placed vision. From Shuriman University of Crabs. We'll deny him that luxury. Getting rid of the ward is Finale and a little bit of ward clearing duty. Just allowing Amelia to push this wave. Really? But the Rise, being piloted very well by Arctic Chaos right now. 130 farm, 3, 2, and 3. For a champion that doesn't really have that much early game, or that much potency in the early game, he has been piloting it very well, been very proactive with those Realm Warps. He's trying to make plays for his team. And we see now all the mythics are completed, even for the supports. So I'll have a look-see through. We'll have a look through them as the... Never mind, the Elastic Slingshot does connect onto the Ari, but the Charm coming in. There's the Suppress, and Gablet is next to fall. A double kill for the set. So the set 5 1-on-1 now. I believe he will have... Yep, I believe he does have enough now for Blade of the Ruined King on base. I believe it's 1300 from this point onwards. Because of the pickaxe, and then... No, that wouldn't make sense, would it? No, it would. It would. Because it's a pickaxe next, isn't it? And then you've got 425 for the full thing. So yeah. Then moving on to Baron anyway, rather than me having a midlife crisis about my mathematical skills. 5k HP, Shuriman University Crabs seemingly set up like they're going to contest for it, but I don't think there's much that they can do. Ornhorn is coming in as I could using that Grand Entrance. It is going to hit 3 because they were in a little bit of a choke point. Karasho taking a ward, but Frenali just taking so much damage. Forced to flash away from the true damage. The Baron still, of course, aggroed, and Fuji Assassins do manage to get the Baron. And what they can do with this Baron now, pressure that bot lane tier 1, you know, get that set into a side lane, just get him pushing, force Shuriman University of Crabs to have some form of valid response. Because they can't just leave a set to split push, especially one that is 5-1-1. But yeah, an unsung hero currently in this game is Dandy. Those elastic slingshots have been quite critical. You know, he is managing to find those 1 or 2 picks that leads to a fantastic fight for Fuji Assassins. Aikru been very, very proactive on this Rakan. He does have that Shirelli's battle song as well. So if he wants to, he can just activate that alongside his quickness. And then engage for his team. He has those boots of mobility as well. Just to allow himself that extra movement speed. Just to get behind champions. Is Amelia now backing off? Nope. Yep, has been spotted on a ward. So Amelia is going to back off. However, Set also is backing. Yeah, this rise now with Baron Bot is going to be such a nuisance for Shuriman University of Crabs. No. And the fact that he has 2 TPs as well. He has obviously the Realm Warp built into his kit and the Summoner Spell TP. You know, his collapse potential is absolutely massive, especially if he just Realm Warp straight into the backline. Like, if this Ashe does not have Enchanted Crystal Arrow, or Wit's End, which she is currently building towards, yeah, that could spell doom for the backline of Shuriman University of Crabs. However, posturing towards the Drake now, the Drake fight. Fuji Assassins having the better positioning. The Drake has now been aggroed. Sundi, though, got to burn through half his HP bar and not be able to use a shield as Rakan now is going to find himself an Ornn nowhere near tanky enough yet. And Dandy actually missing that elastic slingshot now. So Navish Day is just on the front line. He is going to use that subjugate to try and make this act a little any more less tanky, but the quickness is going to go down. And Trundle is going to fall to that rise. Amelia dashing away as best she can, but hit by Karasho off the bounce. Karasho is just going to get EQ'd to death most likely. There is the stun actually. No. The extra DPS on the Ashe, managing to pick up 1 kill in return for the 3 lives lost for Shuriman University of Crabs. Very well played by Aikru, just denying that Ornn. As the elastic slingshot is going to come in and he is going to hit that Q. There is a slow Gablet going to sacrifice himself for the betterment of Karasho, so he can survive, but he needs to be very, very careful. They could very, very easily dive. Now the Hawk Shot is going to pick out the Rakan and they're going to lose that bot lane tier 1. And they also have the 3rd Drake, 2-0-10 now on this Zac, and only has 150 gold shutdown. Riot Games, everybody. But anyway, Dandy tanking up the tower a little bit. Not particularly sure why he tanked the tower. Maybe he just walked into range before that kind of minion did. Narbage Day now is going to have to be on ward clear duty in his own jungle. Doesn't even have anything really in his own jungle to take. The Randuin's Omen complete. It was complete before, but I've only just picked up on it. The fact that the Randuin's Omen has been complete for this Zac. That just makes this Ashe just deal hardly any damage really to this Zac. I mean, it could be worse. It could be, you know, Set running Anathema's chains. Bet people forgot that was an item. Despite the fact it's now, like, rising in prominence, I believe, in the different leagues. the LCK, I believe it's the LPL, are actually like on certain tanky supports like Nautilus and Leona. They're actually building the item like before any mythic, just because of the like loss of tenacity that the item provides, and also the less damage. So if they manage to get on the backline, they can actually survive rather than just like almost instantly dying. But anyway, less about Anathema's Chains talk, more about the game. Ward clearing is going on, setting up for, well, you would like to believe that the teams are setting up towards that Baron. 1 minute and 30 left on the clock. Before that, a big objective spawns in. 2 minutes and 50 as well for the Mountain Drake, so you know, it's not absolutely critical that Fuji Assassins get the next Mountain Drake. It's just highly desirable, so they, the Shuriman University of Crabs, don't have more resistances than they can give over. You know, the charm just about missing. Frost Kisser almost managing to cancel that. The Gablet is going to fall, and that is a large radius for the set ultimate, as Sunday now on a rampage. There's the quickness going in, and Zaya with the Gale Force will manage to pick up that kill onto Amelia. And yeah, it's just unfortunate that this Ahri has not been able to impact the game probably as much as she'd like. Gonna go for that Horizon Focus item, which will be a big spike for this Ahri. Potentially can start assassinating those backline targets. As Karasho does get engaged upon, there is the airborne, the Immortal Shield Bow shredded straight through. Just like for an Ahri's health bar, really, even through the Random Entombment. That Zaya dealing insane amounts of damage. Probably going to go for the Infinity Edge next as well, despite that Rando Enzoman doing so much damage. Ward clearing duty for Fuji Assassins as they rotate to this Baron. This will be their second Baron of the game. This Rise level 15 at 26 minutes. The set in level 15, it's just, you know, compare that to their lane opponents. It's a 2-level difference for both of them. It's a level difference in the jungle, level difference at support, and they're going to have to wait for the Ashe just to roll back up. There is the Lux ultimate, but it's not enough, even without the smite. A little bit of a late smite from Dandy, allowing that final spark to connect, and then smiting the Baron away. Second Baron going over to Fuji Assassins. And it's a level difference in the ADC as well. Just experience deficits for the Shuriman University of Crabs just mean that they get relatively stat checked. But, you know, if they can play through this Trundle and this Ashe, the power that they both have, especially the press the attack Trundle with Subjugate, you know, they only have one tank on the team, and that is that Zac. So if that Subjugate goes down on that Zac, that is a lot of extra armor ripped away from the Zac, making him less tanky. And just overall, not as much of a nuisance for the backline. And as well, if this Ashe can start just belting out volleys, volley after volley, it can really change the tide of a team fight. However, I don't think Fuji Assassins are going to allow that, as the Blade Caller has been used from Kizza. Just extra damage. There is the Elastic Slingshot, manages to connect onto 2, and that's a fantastic bounce house. Big set ultimate as well onto the backline from the Ornn, which they forced to run away. Out to Chaos is going to shred straight through that Ornn. The Trundle is next. The heal coming down from Amelia. A double kill for the Rise. Rakan going to pick up the Ashe in the process, but Rakan will fall to Amelia, and Amelia now. Amelia against the world, it would seem, as the Realm Walk coming in, even with some cannon minions as well as party presence. But you do have to feel like this is the end of the game as Baron buff minions push in towards the base. I don't think an Ahri with 2 items can particularly do much, especially with the amount of lockdown that this composition has. You know, the set base breaker. There is the charm. That's a lot of damage actually from the Ahri, but it's just not enough. Too many health bars to go through, too much armor, or too much MR to go through. And in the end, Fuji Assassins do take game 1. So yeah, I need to find a way now to change. I've forgotten how to change the score. Which one's, is that one the correct one? Yeah, there you go. That one's the correct one. So what we will do is, I would say Dandy is the MVP of game 1. I don't particularly think that there is any question about that. Just his engages were overall fantastic. And we do move on to game number 2 now. And I transition that. So it is going to be just the same thing. I think I'm going to have to change it around a little bit. Yeah, I am. Boom, 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 boom. And then I have to do time control, scoreboard, objective timers. And then that. Okay, so what I'll do is I will discuss as the game plays. I should have probably put out the MVP vote as well to the chat. Need to turn off chat as well. Thank you for reminding me of that. So a little bit of draft differences from game 1. The Ornn coming back for Shuriman University of Crabs. Oriana. Oh wait, I need to turn it down again, don't I? Oh no, I don't. It's fine. Oriana coming into the mid lane instead of the Ari, so opting for more of a control mage that mid lane. The Xin Zhao, the Bruiser. I forgot the word then. Oh my lord, my brain is not on today. The Xin Zhao, the Bruiser, obviously can perform very well in the jungle, very fast clear, and is very strong at the moment. Xayah and Seraphine, just a very self-sufficient bot lane. You know, Seraphine, Xayah, I'm not particularly sure how you kill them after 6, just the amount of strength that they have. However, on the side of Fuji Assassins, we have a Dr. Mundo in the top lane, Graves in the jungle. Now, I haven't seen a Graves in the jungle in a while, so this is going to be fun, especially with that Fleet Footwork rune. And that Flash as well, so I do tend to see a lot of Graves go Ignite and Smite, or Exhaust and Smite, just to help set up their combos that little bit easier. But yeah, Flash and Smite there, opted for Dandy. Arctic Chaos on the Syndra, piloting that. Syndra, a very good lane bully, and quite good into Oriana, from what I've played. Kizza and iCrew piloting the Kai'Sa Thresh bot lane. So different from the Xayah and Rakan from last game. And this time he doesn't have Hail of Blades. He doesn't match his ADC in what he wants to go. But either way, the game has started. Both junglers opting for blue side to red side clear, so they won't see each other. Scuttle Crab, it may be just a trade of crabs. Who knows? But yeah, that is this game. And this time, Ornn opting for the Doran shield start against Dr. Mundo, recognizing he's going to get poked quite a bit. There's the hook. Does go a little bit wide as the level 2. There's the flay though. Hook is on cooldown though. So don't expect too much damage to come out. The Guardian is propped away from Gablet. But yeah, very aggressive start to the bot lane from Fuji Assassins, really trying to take this level 2 and really shove it in Shuriman University of Crab's face, but they were ready for it. They were ready to respect that, and they did back away. So obviously it's just the start of the game. Not particularly much is going to happen. Frenali is getting poked out just a tiny bit, but the Doran shield will help him sustain through that. The extra HP as well. He does have biscuits, so this Ornn very strong, very strong in the fact that he has a lot of sustain. It's slow. It's just going to miss from Gablet, but that is to back away the Thresh, and he's going to walk back up. As we now start seeing small CS leads across the map, you know, Kai'Sa taking a 9 CS lead, Ornn is being forced off waves and bullied out, so he's down 7 CS, now 6, oh no, still 7, now 6. There's Xin Zhao upper camp though, because he did take that Scuttle Crab. Graves does have a little bit of issue with Arctic Chaos now. It's on the wrong side of the lane. Oh, and that's a very good scat of the week actually. Mispositions Narbage Day, so he doesn't actually manage to get on with that Winds Become Lightning, as Boy Dandy now coming for the counter gank, but it's not enough. Can't catch Narbage Day, and Syndra taking a lot of damage from that gank. You know, he's probably gonna have to be forced to base as the rune manages to land, but the Lantern to safety for the Kai'Sa, burning the exhaust, the Gablet, but now Kizza is very low. Narbage Day now in the top side, and Sunday has potentially been caught out. The Winds Become Lightning does actually miss, so he doesn't get an E reset. As Frenali now coming down to try and help this, but Narbage Day actually looking a little bit worse for wear after that gank. Frenali being poked out. Already used his potion rather than and he did use his other biscuit. Dandy recalling in that bush there, looking for a gank as now they do look for it. And there's the Flash Lantern into the bot lane. Gablet forced to flash away. The hook does actually miss. And now the Blade Core is going to land. That is a double root from the Xayah. And flash for flash in that gank. Support flash for support flash. CoraL not burning any summoner spells whatsoever. He was not focused at all. Sunday in the top side, generating a bit of a big lead there as the Bracers is firstly built by Finale. Just that health regen on top of Doran's shield is going to make him a very sustainable man. You'd think he was living off the grid with how sustained up he can be. You can see Gablet now helping CoraL shove this wave, trying to punish Ikru and Kizza for their recall, missing an entire wave, and there's not really much that they can do about it. Amelia looking to, is looking to set up a slow push here, and just try and make the wave as big as possible. Arctic Chaos does have a base on this Orianna. Zorianna is going to look now finally for an engage. Scatter the weak. An engage. Poke. That's not an engage. As Novice Day actually manages to catch out this Thresh. He is only level 4 compared to Dandy's level 5. He is down a camp. And Berserker's Greaves on Dandy. No, he is up boots and whatnot. But the Iron Spike Whip is on the Zinzao. Blast going over the wall. The slow is not going to connect, but the Void Seeker will. Now, 2 level 6s in the top side. Sunday, very solid top laner. Clearly has a lot of CS, 50 CS at 6 almost 7 minutes. Has that Iron Spike Whip already as well, compared to Finale's Bracer. The spell immune coming in now. Dr. Mundo seeming like a good pick into this Ornn, just denying him that brittle airborne effect. And despite being the ones to get to the Drake first... Oh, and they steal the dragon! Okay, so Shuriman University Cross actually managing to get that steal away as Dandy had Smite on cooldown the first blood over to the Zinzao, and that is just horrible. It's a double kill for Zinzao. Narbage Day and CoraL managing to pick up the Syndra with a shockwave. The Kaiser and the Syndra were forced towards the middle Finale, taking a bit of damage, but that's a bit of a disaster there for Fuji Assassins. Just opting to do the Drake without a smite, whereas Zinzao did have that smite available, so just the flash smite and turning that into a big fight. Earns themselves 3 kills and a 2,000 gold lead. And now you can see Ikru, he's looking for blood as the double root comes down. Dandy is very low though, and he does fall to the Featherstorm. Yeah, that's shocked me a little bit. I'm not sure how he got so low in the first place. Maybe a route to Q from Seraphine alongside the Blade Caller damage is just that strong with just boots. I'm not particularly sure, but Dandy falls nonetheless. And that is another kill onto this Xayah. CoraL now 2-0-2. Performing very well in this 2v2 lane. Alongside Gablet. And Kaiser has been left to solo push this lane as Ikru is looking for a roam. Scatter of the Weak does miss. And so does the Death Sentence. So Thresh now forced to run back to bot lane. Try and cover his Kaiser. As Dandy now taking his blue buff. And Narbage Day looking for an invade. However, does also have the mid prio to do so. Does manage to hit the Wind Become Lightning, and he is going to find an engage on that. There is the near side, but there is the airborne onto Dandy. The Challenger Smite coming in. There's the Wind Become Lightning again, and the red buff will confirm the kill. There's the speed up from Amelia, but forcing out the flash is that Shockwave. Does have that ultimate, the Unleashed Power. And there is the Ornhorn, the hook coming in. Finale managing to pick up the kill before Narbage Day goes down to the Thresh, even through the Crescent Guard. Fantastic play there from Finale coming down. I did not see him come. All I saw was the Ornhorn, and that was it. Impact made. As the second plating does go down, And this Kai'Sa, you know, just kind of crying in her lane as she can't really walk up close range ADC against a poke. And there is the charm, there's the stun. Gablet picking up the kill. It was just a matter of time before that happened. Step up once, get charmed and get killed. Story of that lane, really. Can't do much. I believe Gablet there stealing the cannon away just to help shove in this wave. Keep it, and keep the Kai'Sa behind, even further and further behind. But you can definitely see a turn from Shuriman University of Crabs. They did ban away. Well, from what I've seen, they banned away 3 junglers, and Narbage Day is seemingly a little bit more comfortable on something like the Xin Zhao pick than the Trundle pick. Yeah, it has had a far bigger impact so far. The game already has a 300 gold bounty. Speaking of gold, let's have another look at the gold lead, and it's almost 4.2k for the side of Shuriman University of Crabs. The first mythic in the game has been complete. It is a Gore Drinker on top of this Xin Zhao, as Sunday cancelling the recall of Frenali. Can see as well that this Orianna is opting towards this Liandry's Torment to try and shred through this Dr. Mundo as quickly as possible, try and keep that DPS on top of him, even through his ultimate healing. Can see as well the Xayah can opt towards either a Gale Force or a Kraken Slayer. Kai'Sa still in the process of building her Noon Quiver, so I'm not particularly sure what she's going to opt towards. Syndra as well, only building that Lost Chapter. The Serrated Dirk on the Graves. About to say Gragas then, on the Graves. Could go look towards an Eclipse, potentially. I can't think of any other ones off the top of my head so far. So they could potentially pivot into the Iron Spike Whip with Phage. Believe that's Stridebreaker for the Dr. Mundo. As iCrew is caught out, Dandy not sure what to do as Gablet picking up the kill. There's auto attacks even through the box. Sunday is also building a Bramble Burst, just to try and counter that sustain that this Ornn has built. Ornn having Mercury's Treads. Barmy Cinder has a lot of health, has a lot of tenacity, has a lot of sustain. So, really name something that this Ornn doesn't have. Because right now he has a Bramble Vest as well, so he also has anti-heal. But, as Shuriman University of Crabs pick up the second Drake of the game, and it does turn out to be a Cloud Soul. Amelia was almost cut out a little bit in that mid lane, but does manage to get out perfectly fine. And a complete contrast to game 1. You know, Fuji Assassins, you know, had that increasing priority in game 1, you know, constantly had the better fights, constantly had the better options. It's the charm. A little bit wayward there from Gablet. However, anything you can really particularly do. Arctic Chaos did just walk out of it. Or did walk away from it. It was a little bit late, but it was almost a smart play. Yeah, as finally Ornn can hit the tower, get a Demolish proc, and get a plating. Amelia on the lonesome there, using that phase rush as well. The phase rush actually allowing her to dodge the hook. Windscombe Lightning is going to hit, but there is the exhaust. The flash from Narbage Day. Is he going to manage to hit the airborne? Yes, he will. There is the Gore Drinker as well. Second Wind Become Lightning connects again. It was impossible to miss. And he picks up the kill on this Kai'Sa. 0-3-0 now. 0-6-0 collectively in the spot lane now. Kizza and iCrew, you know, just unfortunately, iCrew, I think, roaming at the wrong times. And roaming just for a little bit too long did deny Kizza the chance to really do much in this lane, but also the fight around the first Drake denied them quite a lot as well. Gale Force is complete for the Xayah. Moonstone Manure on the Seraphine. Just the best mythic, obviously. You know, I don't particularly see many Seraphines opting towards something like a Shurelya's Battle Song. However, that could be better for Chase Down or to get away from this Mundo. Leandri's Torment as well finished, and we can see that the Syndra is opting towards that Luden's Tempest. And yeah, Graves looking towards the Eclipse as his mythic item. So that extra shielding gonna help when he gets onto the backline and manages to hit off those, I think it's 3 points of attacks, like abilities, auto attacks, etc. And he manages to hit that off. The Void Seeker did not manage to connect, that we saw a last glimpse of, as Narbage Day is looking to gank this Dr. Mundo. However, Dr. Mundo still has that ultimate, and will, I mean, he also has the vision. I believe. This finale does manage to get the Dr. Mundo passive out. Goblet missing the root. Dandy taking the red buff. He's going to look for a gank. Well, a gank for a pick onto Amelia. Not really worth any gold, however, that's a lot of damage onto the Kai'Sa. And he is going to try and get away with Phase Rush. However, the Void Seeker is going to miss. One more auto, I think, will do it. No, there's the ultimate from Dandy. And he manages to pick up the kill. Very well played there from Fuji Assassins. Almost like a light at the end of the tunnel situation, really. As the game had been quite dark. Before that, it's their first kill on the board. 16 minutes in. Not giving up despite being nearly 6,000 gold down. You know, that's very impressive. Still looking to be proactive on the map. You know, let's take a quick look at the gold, just to see. Eclipse complete now on the Graves. Yep, I believe so. As the top laners still need to take it back. Well, Ornn needs to use his money, and Dr. Mundo needs to take it back as iCrew. Gone look towards the top side, clear some vision. Controllers have got a while. The mid lane will also get taken, but you can see there a 2,000 gold lead in the bot lane for the ADC. As there is the flash, well, not even a flash, just the dash forward from Narbage Day. It doesn't manage to fully complete that Q knockup. Almost managing to find engage though onto Arctic Chaos, which was almost followed up beautifully by Gablet. No ultimate available though, so there was no charm. It was the flash actually. I knew there was a flash. I thought I had a flash. It was a flash from Gablet. But still, Kizza and Dandy again looking to find a pick onto Amelia. There is a good shockwave, but it's not enough, especially through the exhaust. And now Kizza is on the board. A second kill. They are just bullying this overextended Orianna. She does have a ward, but did not place it. So Drake up in 10 seconds. There's no Orianna, and there is no shockwave. But there is a TP available from the side of Orianna, so if they can stall out the fight long enough, there will be an Orianna available, but no shockwave. So that's a very big team fighting tool not available to the Shuriman University of Crabs. As the Drake is started with that Winds Become Lightning, Finale just tumbling on down, you know, he's just doing whatever, being Ornn, being a nuisance, just making him get away. There's the Spell Immune as Dandy comes over and actually manages to steal the Drake. The charm does go a bit wayward. There's the Ornn Horn. It's going to connect onto two. It's going to connect onto Kizza and Dandy. As Sunday is actually the focus of Shuriman. That's how we just managed to get away from that Winds from Lightning. iCrew is going to deny the charge with the Flay. Fantastically played from him. I thought he was going to get picked off there, but no. Very good cancel on the charge. And Fuji Assassins get away with murder. There's that Dark Sphere. Placement. I just hit both Narbage Day and Amelia. However, there's the Sky of the Week onto the Xayah. The Xayah is now rooted, but that is a big root onto the Graves. He falls to the Shockwave. And also, I believe there was a small bit of damage from the Blade Caller. Actually, that was what set it up for him. Blade Caller again is going to get used. Not going to root anyone up this time though. Wouldn't have rooted up the Dr. Mundo even if it did. The Spell Immune passive is back and available. And it's looking like LCS time. All members mid as the turret is going to be taken. Nope, the Scan of the Week is going to deny that. No, and there is the engage from Narbage Day just before the turret falls. So did take one turret shot. I believe there's the hook onto Karasho. There's the box though, so he denies the slow. The Blade Caller is going to miss. The Ignite has been used. Quite a lot burn. No kills. Kizza forced to back to base. Already has that Executioner's Calling as well to deny the Zinzal healing. So does deny herself that passive. That mythic a little bit longer. But we will see what the Kai'Sa opts towards. Could be either a Kraken Slayer or a Gale Force. I would believe it's a Gale Force. However, we are yet to see. If it's Gale Force, then I would have to question where the damage is to deal with the Ornn, especially in the late game, maybe in a Dr. Mundo or the Graves. I'm not particularly sure. But anyway, that is if buts and maybes, but I do absolute. So it's Narbage Day. Cancelled his recall there with the Void Seeker, thanks to Kizzo. And yeah. Teams now, looking around the map, looking to set up Karasho. Very low on mana already. Not particularly sure if that is, if he hadn't based from the fight. But is looking just to, I believe, completely full build an item. 2.4 thousand gold with a longsword potentially could full build something. Yep, full build the Essence Reaver. I thought it was going to be Essence Reaver, but I didn't want to say until it was confirmed. That is 2 items now on this Xayah, and that is the Sheen item as well, which can be quite valuable. For Xayah, does allow her to deal a lot more damage. You know, just Sheen proc, you know, auto, Q, auto, or W, auto, and just the extra damage that you get. There's the slow the hook is going to miss. Gablet using that W quite defensively, though, just as a speed boost, just to 100% make sure that the hook missed. 2-0 and 5, both bot laners, 157 CS on Karasho, really just showing a little bit of bot lane kingdom here. Fantastic farming. And not dying yet once. The only kills from Fuji Assassins twice on Amelia being caught out in the bot lane. Just the control that Shuriman University of Crabs has shown in this game. It's been fantastic. And now they are looking for a kill onto this Dr. Mundo. They've had enough of him surviving. They've had enough of him being alive. There is no spell immune, but Sunday flashing anyway. I don't believe he had to flash there, because his passive would have blocked the spell immune. But but the charm, and then into the root, and then into Ornn. Yeah, I can see why he had to flash now. Talked myself out of my own opinion there, but nevertheless. Shuriman University of Crabs posturing towards this Baron. A minute until the Drake. They can give over the second Drake. However, that is a lot of ability haste. There you go. Not CDR, ability haste. For whatever reason, they decided to change the way CDR worked, didn't they? But that is a lot of ability haste for the Dr. Mundo. And his ultimate. 7,000 gold lead, almost 8,000 gold lead for the side of Shuriman University of Crabs. It's just growing and growing and growing, and I would hedge my bets that is mainly between the jungle and the bot lane. Yep, 2,000 in the support, 2,000 in the ADC, and 2,000 in the jungle. A very small gold difference in the top side, and the mid lane as well, 1,000 gold. That's where all the gold lead comes from. But Zonya's second item for both mid laners, because they both have that Seeker's Arm Guard, that extra little bit of armor. And that's really big for Orianna, because where she should be positioning, she really shouldn't get hit by this Syndra. Nevertheless, the hook does manage to start the Drake. They are going to drag it out. Shuriman University of Crabs are. The Lantern for Vision. However, the Vision's not enough. The Farsight Alteration, not enough. There's the Airborne onto the Fresh. Ornn, stunned. The Drake, resetting. Is there going to be a fight? I don't know. Void Seeker, again, is going to land onto the Xayah. Dash over the wall from Dandy, and it has been stolen again by Fuji Assassins. And you do have to question what the hell is going on the side of Shuriman University of Crabs. They cannot secure a Drake for the life of them. 2 Drakes stolen now by Fuji Assassins. They really are assassinating these Drakes. They are living up to their name. 1-4 though now for the Graves. The Graves did. And that flash there by Gablet. Walks back into the stun. There's the ultimate and the shutdown going over to the Syndra. The Airborne from the Ornn. Narbage Day is almost on the back line, but he does get stunned up by this great Scatter of the Week from Arctic Chaos. Arctic Chaos starting to frontline now, however, and there is the Spell Immune from Sunday. Sunday's not exactly going to be happy about that one. Narbage Day is going to go back in to try and deny him picking up his passive. The hook is going to hit onto a minion. However, the Crescent Guard is going to deny quite a lot of damage. That's a fantastic
use of the Shockwave managed to pick out your boy Dandy, but Narbage is going to take that 1-for-1. Kisser's going to get the shutdown there. That was a massive shutdown, I believe 700 gold in the back pocket of this Kaiser. Ka-ching. Indeed, thank you for that little noise effect, Dr. Mundo, because it was a big ka-ching. It was the Kraken Slayer, actually, from Frostskeen, as he is going to fall to the Liandry's Torment after taking a tower shot, despite running away from it as long as possible. 2 items now on the Kaiser, does have that mortal reminder, and Kraken Slayer, so that's a lot of armor penetration. Does mortal reminder get... No, it gives crit strike now, don't give armor pen. You would potentially like to see Kizza Froskin go for potentially a Lord Dominic's here. Just try and deal that a little bit of extra damage. But shout outs really to Arctic Chaos. Played that fight very well, had a very good scat of the week. Unfortunately for Gablet, he did walk back into the scat of the week as there is the Flay. Gablet is going to know potentially, and there is Dandy is going to come in there. That's a charm midway through the Lantern. That Shockwave is going to connect, but Gablet going to fall to iCrew. Sunday is here now, but he can only watch and look as his support falls to the Xayah. And a very good charm there from Gablet. Did charm, Dandy did provide him with that little bit of extra time. But now, the Seraphine, Chemtech Putrefier. That means that none of his teammates have to go a proactive anti-heal. That is massive. Very, very big. Very big. Can see now the Xayah picking up a pickaxe, and I believe that that will be going towards a Infinity Edge. 3rd item. And we can see now the Typhoon completed after being upgraded by Ornn. That is what Galeforce turns into, the Typhoon. As Thresh again is in this small area. iCrew really does like that area to be warded and denied of vision for Shuriman University of potentially to provide a pick. Both wards that he has just placed caught out, but Amelia caught out by Frosken. You can stopwatch all you want, but it's not enough. Voidseeker may miss. Nevertheless, that is the mid laner going down a shutdown to Kizza, but it is traded on the map. The Thresh caught out and killed, and Sunday forced to give up this tier 1. Yeah, big shutdown though going over to the Kaiser. The Kaiser picking up all these shutdowns left and right. Can provide her, can get herself back somewhat back into this game. After the 0-3 start, it's now 3-4-1. But these shutdowns going over is bringing Fuji Assassins back into the game a little bit. You know, getting these gold, especially onto these carries. This Syndra, as soon as she reaches level 18, I mean, she's not really close to it, level 13 right now. But if she manages to reach level 18 at any stage during this game, then, you know, and she's carried on farming some relatively well. You know, probably potentially has like 250, maybe 260 CS. However, going off hypotheticals, we now move back into the action as your boy Dandy going to get caught out. There's the charm even through the ultimate. Karasho picking up the kill. I don't think they're going to get to a Syndra level 18 with plays like that. Dandy being caught out in the jungle. Thanks to them trying to contest the Baron Vision. iCrew going to get poked away from by Orianna. And Shuriman University of Crabs pick up their first Baron of the series, I believe. They didn't pick up one before, for sure. First Baron of the series. And they now move and rotate to mid lane. No, they don't. They are looking for the dragon, but they're not going to get it. They're not going to find one. But they are going to try and find some picks. Potentially. Okay, I'm not particularly sure where they are going. There's the Dink, the Liandry's Torment being upgraded. I'm not particularly sure what that one upgrades to. The Infinity Edge now completed for the Xayah. Xayah, bloody Nora. 5-0-7, 500 gold shutdown. 3 items now. The 3 item carry is here. Orianna now building towards that Void Staff. It's going to get very, very scary for Fuji Assassins to try and walk at the at the Shuriman University of Crabs. I don't particularly think there's much that they can do unless Thresh manages to find a fantastic hook onto Karasho or onto this Orianna. I don't particularly think anyone else is... I mean, other than the Seraphine, because Seraphine does provide a lot of healing, I don't particularly think that hooking the Xin Zhao or the Ornn will impact that much. It will more or less just provide them a way in, because obviously Thresh does drag them towards himself, and that's a fantastic sky that we managed to hit onto the Void Seeker, onto Karasho, and he's going to dive into the backline. It's Kizza, and he's going to flash away. Frontal, he's going to miss the airborne. Kizza has been dived on in the backline by Narbage Frost, and there is the exhaust onto Kizza Frost again. The Featherstorm is going to find the kill, or manages to find the kill onto Arctic Chaos 2. Fronali is now going to chase down this Thresh, as Sunday is being 1v1 by Narbage Day, but is currently winning thanks to his ultimate, and there is no anti-heal. Well, there is, he does have that Bramble Vest, but it's still not doing enough. Narbage Day going to pick up the kill onto Thresh, and it does look like Fuji Assassins are gonna collapse here at the last second, and there is the shockwave. There's the double kill for the Xin Zhao, and that just confirms Fuji Assassin's demise. And Shuriman University of Crabs managing to pick up this second game despite Fuji Assassins completely dominating game one. So a fantastic turnaround for the Shuriman University of Crabs, and that ends the series 1-1. Very well played series from both. Now I need to change the first series, the score 1, I think I change it 1, and then I transition here. No, we won't do interviews. To be honest, I'll probably end the stream for like a small 25-minute, break, so I can go and rest, and then come back, and then we move on to Arc Battle Queens versus Cataclysm. And then after that, I'm left alone again to solo cast Coordination Inferno versus Crescenti Solari. If my voice has not died. Hampy will be joining me for the game of Archeon Battle Queens versus Cataclysm. If anyone wants to join me for Coordination Inferno versus Crescent Solari, you are very welcome. It is on at 9 BST, so I do recognise that it is very late for quite a few people. It may probably actually be better to do it as a VOD tomorrow and VOD it alongside Silver Phoenix versus Dutch Community Team Ruby. No MV... Oh, shh. Thank you. Paul. MV... Right, we'll do game 1 first, because I didn't do game 1. What are the names? Sugar, I forgot. Oh, it's Sunday. You had Sunday, Dandy, and then I'll pop the champion names as well. Zach, and then you had Arctic Chaos, Rise, and then you had Froskin, Sire, and oh yikes! I'll wait for it to show up on the screen, and then I'll know how to spell his name. The support. Crew. Oh, it's with a capital K, isn't it? And then he was Rakan. So what I'll do is I'll do that duration. Can I do 2 minutes? There you go. 2 minutes. Oh, I put of game. Okay, that's meant to say of game 1. Not of game. Why do I have a lot of... But if anyone remembers the game 1, I said it was Dandy that was MVP, if anyone cares what I think. He didn't die. He had fantastic elastic slingshots. He did have in that big fight as well, at the end, that big flash and bounce house. But I don't know what Zach's ultimate's called, because I rarely see him as a champion. Like, I rarely see him. So, yeah, I don't particularly know his ability names. I just know his E. But still, I
think Dandy was the MVP. And then, can I set up like another one in the meantime? Oh, Paul is already active. No, I can't. Okay. But, so, for game 2... Oh, Lord. Who do I give it to? I'm actually not particularly sure who I want to give it to, because everyone on Shuriman University of Crabs played their part. You know, Frenali just kind of nullified the Dr. Mundo lane, and Sunday he just kind of allowed him to do whatever he wanted with the lane, but it didn't really matter. He didn't die, and he played it very well. Narbage Day, just very proactive on that Zinzao, managing to get that double kill as well. So, Dandy is MVP of Game 1, as voted by the chat, and also by me. So, congratulations, Dandy, if you're in the chat. Round of applause. There you go. You got MVP of game. Not Game 1, of game. So now we do poll, because I'm genuinely interested now what people think. Because I really don't know who to say. I'm not putting all the A's, I'm so sorry. Like, if you're that bothered, I'm sorry. But MVP of Game 2, I'm not particularly sure who to say. Gablet, stop it. Start voting for yourself. But still, nevertheless, I'm actually very interested in what everyone else thinks. Because I really don't know. If I was forced to give it to someone, I'd probably say Karasho. And I'm probably saying his name completely wrong. But still, nevertheless. Yeah. I just think he did really well on the Zaya. I'm gonna vote. There you go. I voted for Karasho on this account. So the CoraL, official CoraL League voted for Karasho. But anyway. Yeah. Didn't die. Farmed very well. Had 3 very good start, like 3 good items as well. Had a very solid gold lead. It was kind of due to the fact that, you know, iCrew did over roam a little bit on that Thresh. You know, kind of left his ADC to allow the wave to get manipulated against him, and then the ADC lost quite a lot. So then it did create that discrepancy, but you know, you still have to have the skill to be able to manipulate those situations alongside your support. So that could be a very reason to vote for Gablet as well, managing to manipulate that lane state. But yeah, managed to get the kills, dealt the damage. I'm not saying what the MVP... Who's the MVP? Yeah, Gablet, because he did draft. But still, nevertheless. So it is a tie. Narbage Day and Gablet. I'll cut the trophy in half and send half of it each to you. So you get... Here's a... That's for you, Narbage, and then this is for you, Gablet. There you go. Because there was 8 claps in total. I did 4 on either side. But still... thank you for joining me on this VOD. I'm going to stop the stream and stop the stream and have a very small break. Go and probably grab a drink because my throat is dying. Gonna then restart the stream, but I'm not going to do another at here mention in the chat, so don't worry about it. Keep the tab open on a keep the league, the CoraL stream tab open on a different tab. I'll rape your ears when we're ready with the music, because it'll be really loud. But yeah, thank you very much for joining me for the vodcast. We will be back in about literally 10 minutes for Archeon Battle Queens versus Team Cataclysm.